versus Cowboys. It's Sunday. It's the final game of the round. Guys, if you're listening to this episode, if we make a few mistakes, bear with us. It's 10:41 p.m. on a Wednesday. We've been a bit slack the last couple of weeks, so we wanted to make sure we got these episodes out, regardless of the time we had to record them. We're both busy, but it's good to get back behind the mic. I've gone out. I've got a new computer so that we don't have any more technical issues on the run in to the final. So we're ready to go. We'll switch it up a little bit, Baxter, because I want you to be able to say your team when we do get to it. So I'll take the home team for the final game of the round. It's the Gold Coast Titans. It's another 4X derby. You've got AJ Brimson, Mr. Khan Pereira sitting second in the try scoring list, Brian Kelly, Jojo Fafita, Philip Sammy, Kieran Foran, and Tanner Boyd in the 7. You've got Mawaki Fatuaka, Sam Verrills, Isaac Liu, David Fafita, Joe Stimson, and Aaron Clark locking the scrum. You then got Jaden Campbell, Chris Randall, Clessy Haas, and Big Isaac in the number 17, with an extended bench of Aaron Shoup, Jacob Alec, Ken Mamalo, Cruz Lemon, and Thomas Michaeli. Now, they went down quite heavily. You could say they made a bit of a comeback last week against my boys, the Roosters, but truth be told, at 30-0, teams do shut off. Teams do allow teams back into the game. But I guess for me, the only real talking point that I want to talk or get your thoughts on about this Titans side is that number 14, Jaden Campbell. Now, he doesn't play the first 60 minutes. They're down 30-0. He comes on. They win 18-6. Now, do you start him? Do you go, okay, it didn't work last week, Brimson, we're going to give him 25, 30 minutes, see how they start the game? Or do you stick with it and go, Campbell, you're going to play 20 minutes each week?
We talk about versatility and versatility and utility players. Jaden Campbell is not this utility player, comparing him to AJ Brimson. AJ Brimson is the player to have it at 14. You have to sell him the 14 role. Going forward, Jaden Campbell is your out-and-out starting fullback, regardless of any form. I believe he can turn a game on its head and really show his true colours and what he's all about, especially last week when he came on and he won the game 18-6, if we're just counting the time that he was on the field. Adrian Brimson is this player that can play 6. If Foran goes down, he can jump in there to cover a position for the weekend. He can as well cover Tanner Boyd. If he goes down, and especially covering for the weekend, he can play a 13 role. He can cover a 9 if he has to for Sam Verrills. He can play any position from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 and 13 if have to. And again, I reiterate, if he has to, you just have to really sell it to him, because I think players look as 14 as a demotion. I'd love to play 14 if it was me. In my fit early days, I'd love to be a 14, come on, do a job for 20 to 25 minutes, come back off, let the starting player that I replaced do their thing, and just warm the bench up for them when I go on. So, nonetheless, I think they're paying $1.01 to Mr. 8 at the moment. They sit at 20 points, 4 points behind the Rabbitohs in 9th. With a minus 52 for and against. They're not playing for finals football, according to the bookies. They're not going to be playing final footballs, and especially they come up against a red hot North Queensland Cowboys side, and they will be playing at Seabus Super Stadium at the Gold Coast. So hopefully the Gold Coast faithful and followers rally around them and come to the stadium to cheer them on and watch a real team play in the North Queensland Cowboys.
Well, Baxter, you've sat through 15 different teams. You've sat through 7 games up until this point. I'm going to throw it over to you again quickly. Talk me through arguably one of the informed sides of the competition. A lot of people are saying, is the top 4 out of reach? It's probably just in sight the way they're playing. But talk to me about this squad. Talk to me about the lineup, and then give me your thoughts on how they've gone to get into this top 8 and how you see them finishing up this season. And I guess expectations. Do you see them making a deep run in finals, or are we happy that they're making it?
Yeah, look, you got the champion man, Scott Drinkwater, in the fullback role, Semi Valeri, Valentine Holmes, Peter Iku, Murray Talangai, Tom Dearden, Chad Townsend, Jordan McLean, Reece Robson, Cohen Hess, Big Luchi Lalua, Big KF, Ruben Cotter, Jake Granville, JTB, Jason Tamalolo, Sam McIntyre to make his Cowboys debut from the Gold Coast Titans. So, funny enough, to make your debut against your former club. Zach Labour, Kyle Felt, Riley Price, Brendan Elliott, Mitchell Dunn. I'm gonna throw a question to you, and I want you to give me an answer. Who do you think is our top try scorer for the North Queensland Cowboys of the 2023 season? Without looking, their name is on the list.
Can I get how many tries they've got?
It's double digits.
Kyle Felt.
It is. Kyle Felt is our leading try scorer, and he's not even fucking started. And that's how good this team is, because we have pushed him out to the reserves. That's how good Semi's been playing. Ugh, they've been playing so great since Origin. I couldn't wait for the first 10 rounds to come and go, because we looked dreadful. The expectation of the unrealistic reality was I had them in the top 4. Yep. Don't knock me, because I think you had the Roosters as well, and I had the Roosters in the top 4 as well.
Whoa. I had the Roosters in 6th. Thank you very much.
You had them in the top 4. You privately to me. Don't.
No, I will go back. I will find out.
While I ramble on, you can go look. You had the Roosters in the top 4. According to me, I had the Cowboys, if not in the top 4, if not coming first in my delusional world. Other people, big names like Big Willie Mason on the Levels podcast, he had them winning it all. Everybody had, from what we saw last year, going out to a forward pass in the semi-finals. There was big expectations of this team to really, really make a big impact on this NRL 2023 season. It didn't start that way, coming off the back end of the World Cup. Preseason wasn't as intense, wasn't as long as it was the previous year. Did that hurt us? Well, in hindsight, I can say yes, it did, because Holmes, Iku, Talangai, Tom Dearden, Big Lucci, Ruben Cotter, Jason Tamalolo all came back really underdone, and that's really a hunk of chunk of our first grade squad players that came really underdone. Yes, you had Chad Townsend, who were resting his feet, playing some golf every now and then, but nonetheless, it doesn't take you can't one player doesn't make up a whole squad. So
Baxter.
Here we go.
There is no message between us, but I've gone back through Canva while you were talking, and I have my current predictions for my seasons. All right. In first, I had the Penrith Panthers.
Yep.
In second, I actually had your boys, the Cowboys.
Yep. See, another person.
In third, I had the Parramatta Eels. Where did fourth go?
Of course it did. The Roosters.
No, in fourth, I had Melbourne Storm.
Fifth, the Roosters.
In fifth, I had the Parramatta Eels. And in sixth, I had the Roosters.
Well, I don't believe it. I don't believe there's been some deluding, some sorcery over there. But I remember being in the top 4. But nonetheless, we are playing so good. So good right now, especially coming off that 66-6 loss against the West Tigers. And I think, from what I've heard, and this is confirmed, from what I've heard from the result of that game and what Big Daddy D, Tommy Payton, did, Everybody thought he was going to come in and he was going to rip everybody a new asshole, and he did not. He said, boys, get changed, get on the bus, go back to the hotel, sleep it off, and then we'll talk. He absorbed all the embarrassment and didn't lay it out. And I commend him for that. I appreciate that he didn't rip like you. I know myself, I would have probably ripped shreds off these boys in those dressing rooms. But Toddy Payton had the maturity, the understanding of what it's like to come off a loss. Every player had their head down in shame. And he just said, boys, pack it up. Don't worry about it. We'll worry about it tomorrow. They did a big debrief and a big analyzation in the coaching staff for the game review the next day. And from then, we have not only upped our standards, but our performance has shown with our standards. We host Penrith with our Origin stars, both teams with our Origin stars. We come away with a good win. We respond to a 66-6 loss with a 74-0 win in the biggest in our club. Then we play. I can't actually remember it off the top of my head. Then we had you guys. We won. Dragons we beat. We lose to the Tigers. Yes, we lost to the Parramatta Eels away. I was at that game. That could have gone, a match had gone either other way. We host Storm. We win before game 2. Then we win against the Penrith Panthers. Then we win the Rabbitohs. Then we bounce back against the Tigers, Manly, Parramatta, and now we're home to away to the Titans. We are in such great form. Top 8 for me has to be a lock. Given that, the way I look at the remaining games going ahead, like we have a bye, so that's an extra 2 points. We have after today, so we don't have the we play the Titans. I have it down as a win. Then we got the Broncos at home. 50-50. We're in red hot form. Broncos have been the glamour club of the season, being that they're second. Then we take a bye. Then we host the Sharks, where we lost poorly at Shark Park to get a rebound win. Then we go away to the Dolphins, and then we host the Penrith Panthers, who, and this is just me guessing, I believe that they will rest their stars going into the finals. Because
do you have the minor premiership wrapped up before the final round?
No, I don't think we have it.
No, not you. Do you think that Penrith or Brisbane have it wrapped up going into the final round?
I'll have to see each Penrith and Broncos.
Because my question to you is, if it's not wrapped up, to Penrith rest. If they need to win, if they're coming first,
it depends on who is third or fourth. Now, if it currently stands, Penrith will host Storm. Which would you rather to host? The Warriors at home or the Storm at home?
Honestly, based on this year, the Storm.
Now, okay, given that the Broncos get an extra 2 points, they'll jump in first.
But they won't jump in first because Penrith have to lose that game. So what that does give, and this is what gives, they're currently even on points. Penrith have the better for and against.
Yeah, at the current stands, it's 229 to 131. But
that's my point. Brisbane having a bye, if they were sitting anywhere from 3rd to 10th, I think is beneficial. But when you need to then chase for and against to catch Penrith, I don't think it's as beneficial as we're saying.
I think if it's not won before the last week, I think it's won in round 26. Someone's winning it in round 26. As I said, there's 2 hands on the minor premiership. There's a Panther, there's a Bronco holding that. And it's currently at the moment leaning towards a Penrith Panthers hand.
So, I guess a reverse question for you then. We talk about if it's wrapped up, Penrith will rest a lot of stars.
Yep. That's what I believe it will happen.
Say it's wrapped up, Penrith rest 15 players. Well, let's be realistic. They rest 6 players.
Yeah.
You're locked in the top 8. Are you resting going into the semi-finals or
Again,
into the top 8?
Again, it depends on who we have going into week 1 of the finals. If we are seventh or
Would
eighth,
you sacrifice a home final to rest your players? I guess is my question. Like if you were sitting where if you won, you came 6th, and if you lost, you came 7th or 8th.
If we rested and came 8th, and then we had to travel to Auckland, I would do that. Given that I'll take the rest. But if it was a rest following to a loss to go to Raiders down there, which would be the first game of Saturday, so the 5:30 game, maybe I'd probably not rest. It just depends on who as the season near as the regular season comes to a near. I think that's when the call will be made. Given that there's 5 rounds from now to the end of the season, I think that's a bit of a hard call moving forward. So
I'll be honest, I don't think Cowboys really care who they're playing at the moment, given how they're playing football. I don't really care. I don't think they care if they're going to face Melbourne, if they're going to face the Rabbitohs, if they're going to face Raiders, Warriors. I think the Cowboys have that self-belief that they can go in and win whatever game is put in front of them.
We were one forward pass away from making a grand finals appearance. So
we talk about that, but you also got 2 knock-ons on that game go your way.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So we're one forward pass away from making a grand final. So it's not. You can't
say 1 forward pass away when you got 2 knock-ons that led to tries.
We're 1 forward pass away from making a grand final, and it's not undoable. What I'm saying is, it's for us to make the grand final like we did last year. It's not undoable. We did it again. We've done it before in 2017. We come last. We scrape home into 8th spot. Sorry, we go 3 games played away to make a grand final against Melbourne Storm, and I was at that semi-final with your dad
and me. Sitting at the old SFS.
Yeah, sitting at the old SFS. Yes, when we beat Parramatta the week before. So that's what I'm saying. We have done it before. I believe with this current squad that is even better as a whole squad, I think we can do it again. You know,
give me your prediction, because we are running a little bit long here. We're pushing that 2 hour. Not for this game. Before this game. Your prediction of where the Cowboys go out this season. So I think we're both in agreement that we think they make the top 8. Whether that's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, I don't really care. But they finish in the top 8. They play finals football. Where do you realistically see them getting to?
It's either 4th or 5th.
No, but like the actual. So obviously, do you see them winning week 1?
I guess, yeah. I see them winning week 1. That's a 50-50, depending on which side of the top of the 8 we finish.
Week 2. Let's say the season finishes how it is. Do you see them beating? Let's just say, for sakes of what's going on, we say 1 and 2 win. Do you see them beating the Warriors in Auckland?
Possibly. It'll be very tight. It'll be very tight in Auckland if that was the way to go.
Melbourne in Melbourne.
Again, another tight one we
Penrith?
saw. Probably not.
Broncos at Suncorp.
That's a Golden Point special. That's what I'm saying. This season is really tight. You can't definitely say, apart from the Panthers, you're looking from an Eels point of view, could they go to Storm and win? Yes. Could they go to Penrith? No. Can they go to the Broncos? Maybe. Warriors, I don't know.
So I guess from a standpoint, you're saying you're almost guaranteeing, but you're more confident than less confident that they get through that first week of finals. Okay, we've lost Baxter. That's completely fine. His laptop's probably finished. We'll continue that. But I know Baxter obviously has gone ahead. He has tipped the Cowboys. We will get his margin up on the screen. Obviously, once we get through, I'll put it in the description. But I am going to go Cowboys here. I'm going to go to Cowboys in a 13-plus result. I think they come out and they're just way too good for this side the way they've been playing. Scott Drinkwater has been absolutely insane. You then have, insane. You then obviously have Valentine Holmes looking to prove a point. You've got the forward packs line, and you've obviously got Sam McIntyre in that 17 jersey trying to obviously push a further agenda. So we're going to stick with that. I will get Baxter's 1 to 12, 13 plus, but lock me in for 13 plus. It's been round 22, and we'll see you next week on the Gone for 10 show.